day 2 workout. So this is going to be supersets. All of the workouts are going to be supersets. So you'll see A1 and A2, which means A1 is performed and then you go directly into A2. Again, you take your break. Could be 30 seconds, could be 1 minute, whatever you choose. Take your break. Challenge yourself. So you want to bring your heart rate down a little bit, but you still want it to be challenging. But take your break and then go right back into A1, A2, then break, and so on and so forth. So our first one, we're going to start with lower body. So it's lateral lunges. So you step out to the side, your knee is over your toe, and you're really squeezing through that side glute. Launch off. Now you can balance if you want, or just step together and then to the side. If you want to use a weight, again, you can use 1 dumbbell. Maybe you have 2 dumbbells in 1 hand. You lunge to the side. Again, you can use a kettlebell. You would do it just like you did with a dumbbell. Maybe you hold your dumbbells at your shoulders. This helps keep your chest high. You could use a duffel bag. This is my favorite. You want to fill it with stuff. Lunge to the side. Lateral lunges. So you'll do your reps on your left side. Do all of your reps on your left side and then all of the reps on the right side. We don't alternate because we really want to wear out the one side, the one muscle on your left side, and then we'll wear out the muscle on the right side. So then we'll go into triple pulse sumo squats. A sumo squat is when your feet are nice and wide on the mat. So they're wider than hip width distance apart. Your toes are turned out and your heels are in. So you want to shoot your hips back in a sumo squat, making sure your knees are over your toes. Keeping your spine nice and straight. Again, keeping your chest up and shoulders rolled back. This is a little different if I've got any dancers here. It's different than plie, because plie, you're going straight down. With the sumo squat, your hips are going back. So this is a plie. This is the sumo squat. Yeah? So I know it was a little tough for me. I was a dancer, so learning the difference between plie and sumo squat is challenging, to say the least. So, if you have a kettlebell, it's going to look like this. You're going to do, well, you can do it with weights, kettlebell, whatever, but your exercise is a triple pulse sumo squat. So, at the bottom of the movement, you come up 1, 2, 3, stand it all the way up. Come back down. 1, 2, 3, stand it up. So you should, again, anytime we're working on a glute-focused exercise, you are driving through your heels. So there is almost no weight in your toes or the balls of your feet. It's all heel. You're also going to feel this in your inner thighs. Sumo squats really work your inner thighs. So you're going to go lateral lunges, and then into the triple pulse sumo squat. Again, take your break, then you'll go back into it. The upper body portion is a 1-arm row. So you can do this, again, with a duffel bag. You can do it with a dumbbell, a kettlebell. Resistance bands are really good for this. So I like to do it with my back toe, my heel up, and you'll see there's a pretty big space in between my legs that this stabilizes you. Now, if you want, you can do it on your knee. There's going to be a little bit less space for you to row than if you're standing up. There's a little bit more space for your bell or your resistance band or your dumbbell to go. So you can choose either one of those. You can also do it with your legs straight and your back foot pivoted, for those of you who like to work from more of a warrior 2 position, right here. But my favorite and my most stable is right here. You can see about how much distance. Play around with this. See what feels most comfortable for you. You want to be stable, so if your feet are too close together like this, you're going to be wobbling a little bit. So you really want to make sure that your feet are wide. So, you keep your chest forward. You take the weight from your heel to your hip. Your elbow is basically squeezing into your rib cage. You want to make sure you're squeezing your shoulder blade into your spine and feeling it in the lats. For women, it's tough for us to feel our backs, so it might take a little bit for you to feel this. You might feel it more in your triceps, You might feel it in other muscles because we're not as used to activating our back muscles. Pull-ups are really good to learn how to do that. Another way you can do this is with the resistance band. Facing the resistance band under the ball of your feet, you just pull right here. Again, you can use a duffel bag or a backpack. Same thing. You're going to do your reps on your right arm, reps on your left arm, however you want to do it, and then you're going to go straight into the next one, which is push-ups. So push-ups, there's a lot of different ways to do push-ups. Some are more tricep focused, some are more chest focused. I'm going to go over the chest focused one. So again, just like with our planks, the higher up you are, the easier this is. So if you want to do it up on a chair, you can. If you want to do it on your knees, you can. You want to have your hands wider than shoulder distance apart. You want your thumbs to face forward, and you want your elbows going back at a 90-degree angle. So they're not wide up by your shoulders. Rotate so your thumbs are facing forward and your middle finger is facing forward. And then imagine your elbows are going back at a diagonal to the back corners of the room. A good way to work on push-ups is hand release push-ups. So if you want to do it from plank, you lower down, take your hands off of the floor, and then push back up. Now, the trick to push-ups is it's not just an upper body workout. You're actually firing up your quads and you're firing up your knees. So, if I were to do it from the floor, you can see right now my knees are kind of down, my lower body's not doing much. Now I'm going to pull my belly in, squeeze my quads, lift my quads up off the floor, and this helps push me up. So you're going to do whatever version of push-ups you want. Try to do it the wider way. So we're focusing on our chest. Again, chest muscles, tough for women mostly, easier for men. They're more used to working out their chest. We have things in the way, so we don't really work out our chest as much as men do, so the men will probably have an easier time with this. Rows, push-ups. Then we're going into abs. So you've got two ab movements, again, superset, one, and then the other, you've got jackknives. Jackknives is actually an alternate jackknife. So a regular jackknife looks like this, but you're going to do alternating. So your left hand comes to your right foot, right hand comes to your left foot. A modification for this is to crunch your knee into your chest, reach your hand for your foot. Again, crunching your knee in. Then you can work to straight leg. Another modification, the easiest one, is to bring your leg close, but just lift your shoulders off the mat. Not necessarily getting your whole torso up, just get your shoulders up and reach for that foot. So you're going to work your way up to getting that torso up and the legs straight. Then you're going to go into leg lowers. Again, modifications where needed. First one is going to be hands on your butt and knees are bent. That's the easiest. Then hands on your butt, knees straight is the next easiest. Then hands to the side, legs straight is even easier. And you want your head to be on the mat. I'm lifting up so I can talk to you, but you want your head and shoulders to be on the mat. Then the hardest version of this is hands behind the head, lifting and tucking your chin, and then lowering and lifting. Now, important thing with leg lowers is you want to keep your lower back firmly in the mat the whole time. You don't want any arch and any space between your lower back and the floor. So you want to lower your legs just enough to where your lower back wants to come up and stop. So picture pulling your belly button into the floor and then lowering your legs. Only go as far as you can until your lower back wants to arch, because then your lower back starts taking some of the work rather than letting your abs do it all. Another big thing with ab workouts that I want you to think about, especially if you're very hip dominant. I'm very hip dominant. So sometimes with the straight leg exercises, I feel it in my hip flexors rather than in my abs. And that starts to happen when you start to get fatigued, when your abs start to get tired. So a way to combat that is as soon as you start to feel in your hips rather than your abs, bend your knees. Because you've got a shorter lever now, and then it's going to put the work back into your abs. So if you're doing the straight leg lowers and you start to feel it in your hips, bend your knees. That's going to put it back into your abs. Last one, core and booty. We've got dead bugs. Dead bugs again, head and shoulders on the floor, hands up, knees are over hips. You reach your opposite hand and opposite leg out, bring it in, other side. If you want to challenge, shoulders off the floor, tuck your chin. Same thing, now you're engaging your upper abs and your lower abs. Then you're going to go into kickbacks. Kickbacks you can do maybe with a dumbbell under your knee, maybe you have a band around your knees. If you have a band around your knees, always do this with your knees bent. So you flex your foot, your heel is to the sky, and you gaze between your hands or a little bit in front of you. You want to bring your knee in, kick back, in, kick back. We're going to do some pulses at the top. You'll see it. Or you can, if you don't have anything, straighten out your leg and kick up. Very important thing with kickbacks that I see a lot. Make sure that you keep your lower spine straight. So you'll see here, my lower spine is barely moving. I'm pulling my belly button up and I'm keeping my core tight. Now, what we can tend to do is dump into our lower backs, like this. So when you do that, I got dog hair now. When you do that, you're putting the work into your lower spine and your butt is not working anymore. So if you catch yourself bending your spine like this, now it's just your back working, we're not working our booty. So keep that core tight, check in with your core, even if you're only lifting a little bit, yeah? Make sure you keep the work in your booty. Then you're gonna go straight into fire hydrant. So it's basically the same thing, but now your knee comes out to the side. Now, you're gonna see the superset, dead bugs, kickbacks, fire hydrants, but what I like to do with my kickbacks and my fire hydrants is do my right leg for both movements and then my left leg for both movements. That kind of burns out that side a little bit more. So instead of doing a kickback right, kickback left, fire hydrant right, fire hydrant left, try kickback right, fire hydrant right, kickback left, fire hydrant left. And yeah, that's your day 2 workout.